and this is your Frontier Opening Bell, Monday, the 10th of June. Welcome to the brand new Business and Markets Week. Let's just run through the markets over the weekend, Friday to be precise, and Sunday when the Cairo market started in Egypt. The markets index, the EGX 30, down by roughly 3%. A very deep dive to start the new week in Cairo, 25,615 on that main index. On Friday, the Nigerian stock market was up just about 0.1%, but still holding it below the 100,000 level, as it were, as we move on into the deeper end of the first half of the year. The BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire, the composite index was down by 16 basis points. Friday, the Nairobi stock market finished nearly flattish at 114.6, while the JSE was down 0.35%, 76,851. That's where the markets finished off over the weekend. So let's just give you that sense of where we finished off, and then we'll get some perspectives as we move on into the new Business and Markets Week. Let me take that down and roll up some of the biggest news east of the continent, where Kenya Airways says it's incurred roughly 10 billion shillings since the start of the year due to bird strikes on its airplanes. It's one of the key problems for the aviation sector, as it were, and Kenya is taking a hit on that from the bird strikes. That's quite a big chunk of money for an airline that is struggling to stay afloat and remain in business, still bogged down with debt and a whole lot of other issues to deal with. In the meantime, the authorities in Nairobi says it's going to use World Bank loan to clear about 65 billion shillings of Eurobond, which is due for repayment over the next couple of weeks. Sticking with the region, Ethiopia's GERD dam, which is on the Nile River, major source of contention between Ethiopia and Egypt, and of course Sudan on the other side, has been able to generate 2,700 gigawatts of electricity in the 10 months of 2023. In Rwanda, the country says it's creating 1.3 million jobs and exports, doubled over the last 7 years. Some good news there for the administration in Kigali. And the European Union has made about 1.04 million euros from rejected Kenya visa applications in 2023. It's all about the fact that Africans are paying so much to get what they call Schengen visa to visit Europe, whatever reasons, for business, for migration, whatever. But now some of those applications are rejected, and the total amount that the EU made from those rejected applications is north of 1.04 million euros for Kenyans alone. If you look at the entire Pan-African figure, that's roughly between 20 to 30 million euros in total. Let's cross to West Africa and grab a few headlines as we start the new week. Nigeria over the weekend reported, the statistics of it reported a trade surplus for the first quarter, January to March. Total merchandise jumped 46.27%. Some good news there as exports outpaced imports within the period under review. In the meantime, the Afreximbank research reported over the weekend as well that Nigeria and Ethiopia were the top recipients of International Development Agencies Association's donor funding for 2015 to 2023. According to the Afreximbank research report as well, weak Naira, low domestic demand boosted Nigeria's intra-Africa trade in local currency. But if you consider that in foreign currency, which is FCY, that's down by roughly 40%. And that's according to the latest report released over the weekend. In the meantime, Ghana and South Korea have signed about $2 billion deal to drive development agenda. Part of the takeaways for Ghana from the just concluded Korea-Africa Summit, which was held just last week. And finally, in West Africa, the Ghana Development Bank says it's supporting small and medium enterprises in the West African economy with about 23 million cedis. Those are your headlines. West Coast. Let's move to Southern Africa. Look at Richards Bay Minerals' $460 million South African expansion project is being revived, while Zimbabwe's gold deliveries was down 5% in the month of May on a year-on-year basis, comparing May this year with 2023, same month at about 2,734 kilograms. Zimbabwe wants more gold to be produced to support the new currency, the ZiG. But the gold price is tumbling to about $2,300 an ounce because China has stopped its buying spree. It's piling up of the bullion. And sticking in Southern Africa, Zambia's corn harvest is likely to drop 54%. That will be the lowest since 2008 because of the impact of climate change, El-Nino bringing drought. The country declared a national emergency and it is natural disaster on the back of the drought that the country currently faces, and that's a whole lot. More support is being asked for by President Ishilema, is getting some support, as it were, but it still have major impact this year on the people in Zambia. And Tunnel Zimbabwe says it posted 109% turnover jump, while it's predicting a tough year ahead for 2024-25 period. Let's end it all in North Africa. Just grab a couple of airlines with the EFG Hermes on the Egyptian market. Says it's advised $764 million IPO of Fakir Care Group on the Saudi Stock Exchange. That's the Tadawul. In the meantime, the IMF and Egypt have reached an initial deal for $820 million facility of disbursement to the biggest economy north of the continent. In the meantime, subsidized bread prices will have to go up, or had gone up since the 1st of June, by the way. So Egyptians are paying more for the price of bread. An Afreximbank annual meeting, of course, is headquartered in Cairo, will be holding its first annual meetings outside the continent in the Bahamas this week. And that will include, of course, a major intra-Africa trade conference that will be held on the back of that particular annual meetings. It's going to be over there on the island of the Caribbean. And there's a handshake across the Atlantic with the African brothers and sisters and businesses on the Caribbean. And finally, EBRDs says its investments in Egypt totaled about 12 billion euros since 2025, and that's according to the country director for the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, doing a whole lot within the African region, North Africa to be more specific, but also expanding to the rest of the sub-Saharan Africa with latest news coming through over the past few weeks. I'm sure you've seen that already. So let's leave it there for today, Monday, the 10th of June. I am Bosin Namafai. Have a great day ahead, and I'll see you soon.